the Scrooges and all the grandpas were so excited they threw their canes up in the air and started to boogie down to the funky sound, say woo woo.
All of the princes and kings and jacks are getting wild.
And all the princes, kings, and jacks,
they're all both going silly.
they're all getting silly and doing silly dancing and somersaults and
All the
clapping.
British went wild.
And the British went wild with applause and silly dancing and boogieing down to the funky sound.
And the Mexican Spanish went wild.
And the Mexican Spanish went wild and started dancing and doing some salsa dancing and going woo!
And the grass stadium went wild.
And the grass stadium went wild and there was grass flying everywhere from all the jumping and all the clapping, dancing, boogieing down to the funky sound and all the woo-woos!
All of the China and Hong Kong went wild.
And all the China and Hong Kong went wild with some more silly dancing and jumping up and down and applause and woo and break dancing
And the New York went wild.
and the New York went wild and they all threw their caps in the air. Woo!
And
Best
she
firework
listened to
show ever.
Toxic.
And then they listened to Toxic.
And she dancing.
And she was dancing.
And then the craziest fireworks stopped. And the music stopped. And the music teachers went wild.
And then the crazy fireworks stopped and the music stopped and the crazy music teachers went wild. Woo! Woo! This was a party.
And the mathematics, scientists, kids, English, and went wild.
And the mathematics, sciences, and English kids went wild. Woo! Woo! Threw their pencils up in the air and started screaming, yay! And there were pencils and calculators flying all over the place and everybody was just going wild with excitement. It was the wildest, craziest.
And the kids went wild and jumping around and say yay.
And the kids went wild and were jumping around and saying, yay! Woo!
All of the human light brown girls were getting wild.
And all the human light brown girls were going wild. Woo! Happy 4th of July!
She
Woo!
threw the somersaults.
And they did somersaults.
And kids will say yay!
Yay!
And the craziest fireworks stopped.
And the craziest fireworks stopped.
And the elementary went wild.
And the elementary went wild. Woo!
craziest stopped.
And started clapping.
The
Woo!
craziest